Aloha and mahalo for joining me. I'm Janet and welcome to the Call to Create podcast. I want to help you unlock your creative potential and start a business. And you know what? Having your own business can be really exciting, but it can also be hard work. Not that I want to discourage you from starting a business, but I think it's one of the funnest things you could ever do. And it helps you grow yourself and it helps you to become a better person as well. But I hope you're having a great day wherever you are in the world. And thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. And I wanted to talk about things that have been going on that have been really exhausting and stressful, and I haven't been prepared for it, but I've been doing a lot of babysitting. And, I have a lot of grandchildren. And so my children who need help sometimes babysitting. And I love, love, love being a grandma. It's so much fun. I never thought I would ever say those words when we first had our first grandchild, like 13 years ago. But I love it so much because you get to have so much fun with the grandchildren and then you can give them back to the parents after that. It's so great. It's better, way, way better than being a parent. And, not everyone feels like that, but that's how I feel. I feel like being a mom was so stressful for me and it was exhausting because you're responsible for every single thing in your child's life. But when you're a grandma, it's not like that. That's why it's so much fun. But, I realized that, I wasn't really prepared to keep up with babysitting and keep up with having my own business and helping my husband run his business. And we have so much going on. And I was just thinking that, I should really make a podcast episode about this. And someone else had suggested it too, that there will be things that will get in your way, and not only if you have your own business, but in life too. There's things that are going to come up and things that you don't expect. Now, I do want to help my children babysit, but not for like 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. That would just be too much. But I do help my children in the times when they need it, a couple of hours here and a few hours there. But because I do have one child who's divorced, so this grandchild of mine is like bouncing back and forth between each parent, and it's just really sad. But that's just the way life is, and it's not my grandchild's fault that her parents are divorced. So I want to be able to help out. But I should have planned ahead of time because I've been helping to babysit for many years now. And there are some months where I do a lot, and then there are some months where I don't do a lot of babysitting. But I should have known that I should have prepared things ahead of time for in my business and all the things that I have to do in my husband's business. And not to mention, that I still have to take care of myself and my home and all of that. But I was just thinking about things that come up unexpectedly in your life. Like, what are those things that will come up that you want to do or that you have to do? And you realize that there's really no time left in the day. Even though we have 24 hours in a day, it seems like the hours go by so quickly that it's almost like there is not 24 hours in a day. Because sometimes I'm doing things or babysitting or doing other paperwork. And then next thing you know, it's like 4 hours later. And I look up and I look at the clock thinking, what? It can't be 4 hours later. It just seems like it was maybe 15 minutes ago. But because time is going by so quickly and there's so much that we're required to do and there's such a demand for all the things that have to get done, you have to be able to prepare ahead of time. And recently I haven't been prepared, and I realized like this is really not helping me at all to not prepare. And, I haven't done a lot of things that need to get done for my business. And, I didn't put out a podcast for a little while. And I think, oh no, I hope my listeners stick around, even though I haven't put out a podcast episode recently. But, I'm here and I'm trying to get back on track and do all the things that need to get done. So I want to ask you to think about it. What are those unexpected things that keep popping up that, you have to be prepared for? Like, I'm just using the example of babysitting. But what is it for you that you have to do and be prepared for that keeps coming up, that maybe there's a lot of things that you have to do in order for you to be prepared for those things that are always coming up, that's going to take you away from all the other things that you have to do? Because, this is life and this is real life. And I would never ever pretend that my life is perfect and I have everything all figured out. And I would never pretend that, I live like this life of ease and comfort, because I don't think that's realistic, because we're not here on earth to have an easy life. We're here to grow and learn, and the only way we can do that is to have trials and struggles and go through all kinds of things. And that's how we grow and become a better person, and we learn what we're all about. And I don't like going through trials and struggles and stress and all of that kind of stuff, but I know that all the things that I've ever been through have made me become who I am now. And, I realized that there was a lot of things about me that I needed to change too as well, to let go of things that aren't working, things that I do or say or think. So it's good that, we can learn and grow, but we have to prepare. I think that's probably the main thing that I want to share with you today is prepare ahead of time. Prepare yourself, prepare what you're going to do. Even if you have to write it out, prepare all these things, maybe what you're going to say, what you're going to do, what you have to put in place, who do you have to call. Prepare. I think that's my main message today that I want you to take away from listening to this podcast episode is prepare, because you never know. One day you might have to babysit. Who knows? I mean, there's a lot of things in life that we have to do and prepare for. But I know that if you are prepared, that you won't have that stress and that anxiety and fear when things come up. Fear will just rob you of everything, rob you of joy, will rob you of feeling fulfilled. But prepare yourself, because life is moving fast, like I said earlier. And next thing you know, you're going to have another birthday and somebody's going to ask you to babysit. And, I'm just joking because, since I've been doing a lot of babysitting, that's all that's been on my mind. And I absolutely love my grandchildren. So I never ever want to make it seem like babysitting is a bad thing. It's just as you get older, it gets a little bit more tiring, and realizing that I wasn't prepared in my businesses to have all these things done ahead of time because I was going to be babysitting so much. So just figure out what are those things that come up again and again, and what do you need to do to prepare. Like for me, I should have had many podcast episodes recorded and done so that when I'm so busy so that I can take these episodes that I've recorded and just release them, and so that I can continue to share all the things that I know and share value and to help you along your journey. Because that's what I believe, is that we're here to help each other. And so when things come up in your life, I want to be here to help you. And, sometimes it's good to have somebody encourage you and somebody that you can listen to or talk to that can help you understand certain things and help you along your way. I know I've had people like that who've helped me. So I want to be here to help you. And I want to invite you to get on a strategy call with me if you're ready to start your business, or if you have questions for me because you're thinking about it but you're not sure. Click on the link in the show notes and let's get started. So just remember to prepare. Prepare ahead of time things that you can have in place for when unexpected things come up. You can do this. I know you can. I'm here to cheer you on and remind you that you have worth and value. And please share this podcast with anyone who you know would get great value out of listening to it, especially if you know that they're thinking about starting their own business. Or even if they're not, there's still great value that I share in each episode that can bring value to women, even if they aren't interested in starting their own business. And please rate and review this podcast. I would appreciate it. And thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. Aloha.